Number 2 on the Doma boxing charts. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. Boom, 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 double trouble. Boom, 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 double trouble. Boom, 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 double trouble. Boom, boom, double trouble. Boom, boom. They coming for you. That's what they gonna do. They don't need a crew. Boom, boom, cause they coming with two. Boom, 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 double trouble. Boom, 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 double trouble. Hey, Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Boom, boom, boom. They coming for you. That's what they gonna do. That's what they gonna do. Right? It's double trouble. It's the Charlo brothers, baby. And we got Jermall Charlo news, right? In the 160-pound division. That middleweight division, right? Now, we know that Jermall Charlo is the mandatory for the WBC. If you should follow boxing a little bit, you should know. It's been for over a year, a long time ago, right? He comes from the 54-pound division, junior middleweight, as a champion. Like, he ain't going to fight his brother, who's still down there, right? They're going to fight on December the 22nd, both of them fighting, right? And he's he's the mandatory for Canelo Alvarez, right? Because Canelo Alvarez won that fight against Gennady Golovkin, which I don't think he won. I think he tied it, but he got the nod. So he's the mandatory. So they give Canelo a pass and let him fight one voluntary. So we know Canelo's going up to fight your boy Fielding, right? Okay, cool. No, not in agreement with that decision, but I'm not in agreement with a lot of decisions that goes on with Canelo. But it is what it is. So what do? They say, well, Gennady Golovkin, man, listen, you have to fight Charlo, okay? You fight Charlo and you go get that trilogy match against Canelo if you get past Charlo, which you should because you're the best middleweight in who knows how long, right? So Gennady Golovkin, they don't want to do it. They were trying to fight Murata, who, the dude from Japan, they were trying to fight him because he had the regular title, right? That's who they wanted to fight. And then boom, their plans got spoiled or foiled from Rob Brandt, who outclasses Murata. Now, the funny thing is, they still would like to fight Murata, right? Still, after he's being outclassed by Rob Brandt. Or Rob Brandt, who no one really knows because he only had one guy of note on his resume. And I keep forgetting my man's name, man. Jurgen Bremer. He loses to him, his only loss. But the other people, pretty much nobody on their resume of note, okay? But those are the guys that they're trying to fight, right? Now, it wouldn't be bad for Golovkin, right? If you're not trying to get that fight with Canelo again, because they mandated you to fight someone. They mandated you. This guy is the mandatory anyway. Should be fighting Canelo right away. But seeing as though that can't happen, they mandated you to fight him. You're ignoring that mandate, right? Just like Charlo was there for the May 5th fight when Canelo was doped and he couldn't make it. He was there then. He would have fought then, right? You had enough time to do it then. Wasn't going to do that. Along with the other guys, the Darren Chinkos, the Jacobs, and the Demetrius Andrades of the world, didn't want to fight either one of those. Documented it plenty of times. Ridiculous behavior for someone who's supposed to be, the best for a long time, right? People were supposed to be afraid of this guy. That's the point. It's not like, hey, if you don't want to fight nobody, whatever. If you just a fighter, I'm repeating myself, but whatever. You're a fighter, then okay. But not one of the best, and then he's pound for pound list way up there. Number 3 still after losing number 4, right behind Canelo, who shouldn't be there either. Then that's a problem because these other guys are ready to kick butt and they can't get their opportunity, right? So here is where it even gets. Everyone knows this. This is glaring behavior. Anyone who follows a little bit. Now, a casual fan won't know this. A casual fan will hear this, and I don't know what they do. Probably get upset that you're saying it. But normally, it's not the casuals that get upset that you're saying it. It's the people who know themselves, but they're trying to do a resounding one of these because you're saying it, right? And they're hoping that you don't let the casuals know that. We want Golovkin to be known as the best, right? That ain't happening here, right? So because this one it gets disgusting. And this is why this can't happen. I've had other stuff to do. I wasn't even going to do this. But Gennady Golovkin's promoter, right, and I kind of like him a little bit, right, Tom Loeffler, he came out and said something, and he said it in a cool way. He wasn't really, disgusting about it, but he just said, well, good luck to, the Charlos with a dude that we beat 3 years ago, because Jermall Charlo has to fight Willy Monroe, right? He was willing to fight Canelo, willing to fight Gennady Golovkin, mandated to fight Gennady Golovkin, waiting there. No one wants to fight him. So he has to fight on December the 22nd because he got to stay busy. Got people to feed, families to feed just like everybody else. Has to stay busy. So he fights Willy Monroe, a guy there. Gennady Golovkin beat him 3 years ago. True. It was not who they're trying to fight, right? But I tell you what, he's definitely would give Murata and Rob Brandt problems, by the way, right? But, but to say that, and it kind of irks me about the people who interview these people. Man, get some balls. Don't let them get away with stuff like that. Like, well, excuse me, do not say anything about the opponent of Jermall Charlo, because we all know that he was trying to fight your boy or Canelo yesterday. So don't come and say that. And the reason why it's not too bad. I probably would have left it alone if it was only Tom Loeffler that said something like that, because he didn't say it in such a bad way, right? A condescending way. But when you couple that with Abel Sanchez the other day saying something similar, then that's a problem. That means coming from their camp, they know that there's casual fans out there, that they can get away with saying things like that. Now, I'm not going to use the Trump analogy again, but it's the same things. You can just say disgusting things, and you just know you can get away with it over and over because of the casual fan. Now, they need to leave it alone, because you should be embarrassed right now. Gennady Golovkin and his whole crew should be embarrassed at the behavior of your boy right now. Only thing they got going for him right now is when he goes back to Kazakhstan, like his promoter says, he's going to be given a welcome, right? Because they feel as though he won the fight, and that is totally fair, totally okay. Because I feel he didn't win the fight, but I feel that he was the champion, and the Canelo did not do enough for those belts to change hands. I'm repeating myself, but who cares? Because I want to make that clear. I don't feel that you take the title from a champion just because some dude, I fought Mexico. You asked for me to fight Mexico style, and I did. So what? You still got to beat him. Stand in front of somebody doesn't mean you beat him. So I don't agree with that. Canelo looked great, but not great enough to have a title and then go get some, all this money from DAZN like he's some kind of, superstar. Was it like he wasn't the best at 154 or 160 and getting all these accolades like he's the best? That DAZN gonna be regret giving somebody that kind of money, because they're gonna have to navigate the landscape of boxing. Because who you gonna fight? Who you gonna fight? 11-fight deal, something ridiculous like that. Man, this dude, you can't keep feeding them fieldings of the world. Sooner or later you're gonna have to fight somebody, and I don't think Canelo was willing. But we'll see what happens. Why this ain't a Canelo bashing thing, but I'm just saying, some of you guys that are interviewing these guys, when they say something that outlandish, you're gonna have to call them out. Still to the day, Oscar De La Hoya is giving interviews, bashing Floyd Mayweather all over, interviewing people, and nobody say, listen, dude, before you say anything, what do you think about those racist emails from your company? There's no way that I can interview somebody without asking that. One of my favorite uploaders is similar. He said, man, I can't be interviewing these people. I ain't going out here doing that road work like that, because I can't interview people, man, and we're not asking them the pertinent questions. It's impossible. Some people call that integrity. Now, because if you don't ask them that, what you're helping them to say, hey, we're going to put the narrative out there. We're going to decide who's the best boxers. We're going to decide who people think is the best boxers. And you're helping them with that. You have turned into an accomplice. That's why I feel that boxing needs something similar to the internal affairs. Police to police. They need something like that. Even these judges, like I told y'all about a year ago, they need to go to a justification booth. After you judge the fight with these outlandish scorecards, you need to go sit with a panel of 2 or 3 people, watch the fight together, and justify how you scored that fight like that. Costs a little bit more money. But when all this money is involved, and all these other boxers who are also fighting, right? In other sports, they have concussion protocol. In boxing, they don't. You concussed, you got to go right back out there and get concussed some more, right? We've had fighters that, died in there. We have fighters that are never going to be the same anymore, right? And things like that. So, who's going to pay the medical bills? All these people telling them to fight Mexican style, which don't exist. Stand in front of people. Everybody, all the fighters that move, could they consider that's not a fan-friendly style? Well, if you're going to be fan-friendly and you lose fights and you were fan-friendly for standing in front of somebody and then you get a bogus judging, then those people should have to go to a justification booth and justify that. And then they need to remedy this stuff and get these people get the right decisions, right? It's a lot of things that are going wrong in boxing right there, and they're going to have to invest. That's why it's just basically when people look at it that don't know really much and they watch a couple of fights and they see this stuff, they just say, oh, man, that's corrupt. I don't got time to watch that. We love boxing, so we're going to keep watching. We hope for the best, because we hope, well, if the dude get knocked out or if he, then he just wins. But if the dude who got knocked out, he's going to have concussion. And in any other sport, that would be concussion protocol, now wouldn't it? Right? So that's the things like that. So let's get some stuff. Let's get some internal affairs in the boxing, some kind of governing body that oversees everything, right? And they don't give a damn about boxing or who wins. And that's hard to do, right? You might have to get some people from another sport to do so that is not affiliated, that is just policing these guys, these promoters and stuff like that, and these sanctioning bodies and all of that. Right? And hey, look, man, we can't have 17 sanctioning bodies in one division. Right? Y'all know how I feel about that. How many sanctioning bodies we got? 6 of them right now. Right? And counting. 6 champions, 7 champions in one division, and 17 divisions. Champions all over the place. Man, you know what I'm saying? So don't let me get started. It's turned into a rant, right? But at the end of the day, we're going back up to Gennady Golovkin. He ain't fighting Jermall Charlo. Right? He ain't messing with Double Trouble. Right? And his promoter got the nerve to say, good luck fighting somebody we beat 3 years ago. That wouldn't be the case if you would have stepped to the plate. Period. Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.